This is a pull start off of a Moster 185. It's a 22 or 23 year model motor, but thing's got about, I think, 20 hours on it. So we're going to do a cleaning. We're also going to be swapping out some pieces or some parts. We're going to be swapping out some new pieces and parts on the pull start. So I'm going to go through that. We're also going to clean it because we just got back from Arizona, and you can see all the dirt in there. She's nice and dirty. She's also making a little noise. It doesn't sound too good. So I'm going to get first spray some clean on here. Let's wipe it down. See what we're working with here. First things first, we're going to get this retaining clip off. May need some pliers or something, but get that retaining clip off. Once we get it off, I'm going to set it off to the side. Alright, once our retaining clips are there, we got our two engagers, or the pieces that swing out to engage on the motor. Alright, I'm going to pull those both off, set those to the side. So if you look, you start to see some similarities here of what the factory piece and what we're going to be replacing looks like. If you can see over here on the side. There we go. So we're going to be putting this on and replace this factory one. It should help with grime, it stopping up and all that good stuff. So it should be a lot smoother too. If you look, wipe it off, but if you look down in the grooves here, look down up in here, you can see some wear and tear. And that's normal on these starters, because what's happening is we have rubber on rubber just rubbing, and it gets hot and it leaves these indentions. So that can also cause some problems, some issues in these starters, because once we get debris in here, it's going to jam it up. We don't want that. So with that being off, we can see she's smooth pull. So our next step is going to be to pull off our spacers here. So there's normally two of them. You want to check and make sure you pay attention to which one goes where. And let's see, thicker one is on top and the thinner one is on the bottom. Okay, keep this clean. Now to the side, same thing here. Sometimes it's easy to flip it over, shake it out. Sometimes. Good, just like that. Once we get those out, like I said, remember the thicker one goes on top. There you go. So once we get to this step right here, we're going to slowly pull up on this. Alright. And as we slowly pull up on this, what you're going to notice is the spring down up in there. Okay. And it is engaged with this pull start. Alright, as you can see. So we're going to pull this piece, which is the new one, off. Alright. So if you push that back down, we're going to smoothly pull this up very carefully. Just like that. Alright, you can see the old one here. You can also see down in our spring. Alright, good. So you can see old versus new. Old versus new. So while we're in here, we're going to be looking just to see if we see any extra wear, or any extra wear and tear, excuse me. While we're in here, also looking to see the cleanliness of it, excuse me, which looks pretty good actually. So do a quick little wipe down. And if you're wondering what I'm using, I'm just using just some rubbing alcohol, just to wipe it off with. That's going to cut through any of the grease and grime and dirt that's up in here. So before we move on to the next step, I'm going to go take the air compressor and just do a light blowout of all this right here real quick. So I'll be right back. So before we can install the new one, we have to remove, there's some rubber little cylinders that are around this. You can see on here how they're not there. Same here, you see those, let's see, there you go. You see the rubber here, my thumbs up. So we got to remove those and put them into the new housing. So it's pretty simple. You're just going to pull those things out. As you can see right here, I'm going to pull that one out. And then I'm going to slide it in the new spot, upside down. So it should look something like that. Alright. So I'm going to remove all these. Slide these in. And there are 6 of them. Okay. Once you remove these, then we can install the housing. And if it's an older starter, you're probably going to need to replace these because they will deteriorate over time. But good. Alright, we're going to press those down flush. So this is what it should look like before we install it. Okay. That's what it should look like. Alright. And then this is our alignment that engages the spring. As you'll see there. Alright, so what we're going to do now is align the spring here with this. Alright. And before we do that, if you want to, you can spray just a little bit of dry lube in that groove. Make sure you don't see any other dirt debris there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to slide it down. Also, before you do that, make sure that shaft here is clean. Before I forget, so make sure this shaft right here is clean. Alright. So once that's clean, then we're going to slide this bad boy down in here. Just like that. Boom. Alright. Once it's done, then we will need to put our washers back on. So just wipe these off before you put them back in, make sure they're clean. I have found that sometimes sanding these down just a little bit helps. But we're going to put them back the way we found it. There. Then we're going to put our little feet, or pegs, we're going to call them. Install these. There we go. And you can see I've already sprayed some dry lube on here and let that dry. So once you get your little pegs back in, that's what engages on your motor. Alright, our washers are there. Then we're going to put our spring on. Alright, so there's only one way this spring goes, or this little clip, excuse me, not spring. This little clip goes, so pay attention to that. And we'll get it put on. If you do it the wrong way, you'll see. Alright, so then when you pull it, you put it on properly, it should engage just like that.
Where you at?
I'm doing a video.
I'm sorry.
Shut the door. Bye.
Dogs want to come in here.
No, leave them out. Leave them inside. Blaine's hunting.
Oh, Blaine's hunting.
Yeah, leave them inside while they're inside. Alright, so once we've reinstalled our clip here, if we've done it properly, we should see that it is engaging and working properly. Alright, there you go. And you can hear it engaging right there. It's really smooth. Everything feels good. Alright. So we are good. Alright, so once we've finished everything up, now we can reinstall this back on our motor. I'm not going to show you how to do that, but very self-explanatory. If you were able to get it off, you should be able to put it back on. So we got our 4 8mm bolts here, and just make sure you tighten those down evenly. Alright, don't over tighten one and crisscross. Alright, and yeah, also if you would like to, you can spray a little bit more of this dry lubricant right there. You want to do a little quick spray over top of everything, and then wipe it up where it doesn't need to be. Alright. So we'll get this bad boy back installed, and we'll keep you updated on how this works. Okay, so we thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all the things down there, and y'all fly safe. Have a blessed day.